Celebrity publicist Max Clifford is backing a campaign to raise £55,000 to help a Worcestershire girl with a type of cerebral palsy to walk.
3-year-old Molly Grove from Broadway needs to travel to America for an operation so that she can move around without a frame. And her family say that the local primary care trust won't fund the operation and would have to wait until she's older to have it done.
To get help to get the cash needed, they've enlisted the help of Max Clifford to arrange a sponsored walk to Broadway Tower with a barbecue and concert afterwards. Our reporter Victoria Bourne went into the Cotswolds village to see it all get underway.
Now, this gentleman has just moved to the village. He came here for a quiet time to bring his friends and family here to relax on a weekend, and he represents some of the most famous people on this planet. But he's chosen to get involved and to support Molly's mission to walk, which I think is exceptional. Max Clifford is the gentleman. He's walking his way to the stage now.
What are your local connections to Broadway?
My wife Jo used to live in this part of the world 20 odd years ago, and we bought a cottage a couple of years ago at the top of the high street, and of course it's a lovely place, and that's how I got to hear about Molly.
How did you hear about her?
Initially through Alan and Louise at the deli, where we regularly go to for coffee and food. They told us.
Broadway is normally a relatively quiet village, but today there are several hundred people gathered in the green getting ready to walk to Broadway Tower. It's to help raise £55,000 for Molly Grove so that her family can take her to Missouri in the United States to have an operation to help her walk without a frame. Her dad Richard says it's frustrating that she can't have it done on the NHS.
It does make me very angry that she can't have this operation in the UK. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I've worked all my life and paid my taxes. All she wants to do is walk. She's not asking for cosmetic surgery or anything like that. She just wants to walk, and it's a simple, ask. It does upset me, but unfortunately, we can't dwell on that. We've just got to concentrate on getting this money, getting her over there and getting her sorted.
My name's Becky Lamb. We live in Broadway in Worcestershire.
Tell me about Molly. What kind of impact does the cerebral palsy have on her day-to-day life?
Well, obviously she can't walk unaided. She has to wear splints, which can become quite uncomfortable for her, but she needs to wear those whenever she's weight-bearing so that her bones don't form in bad patterns.
She's a normal 3-year-old apart from essentially her legs.
Yes, it is all about the signal from her brain to her legs. Nothing else of her is affected. So if we could just get her legs sorted, then she would be like any other 3-year-old little girl running around.
Max Clifford hasn't just been helping with the publicity. He's also delved into his own pocket, and I asked him why he'd done this.
I've given them £10,000. Why? Because I want to. 2, because I'm very lucky I can afford to. And 3, because I do this kind of thing all the time and have done for 20, 30, 40 years. So, I suppose it's just something that gives me a huge amount of pleasure, and I do as much as I can whenever I can.
Victoria Bourne on the case at... how about this? Celebrity publicist Max Clifford backing a campaign to raise £55,000 to help a Worcestershire girl with a type of cerebral palsy to walk.
3-year-old Molly Grove from Broadway needs to travel to America for an operation so that she can move around without a frame. And her family says the local primary care trust won't fund the operation and she'd have to wait until she's older to have it done.
To help get the cash needed, they enlisted the help of Max Clifford to arrange a sponsored walk to Broadway Tower. There was a barbecue and a concert afterwards. Pleased to say we've got Max Clifford with us live now. Hello, Max.
Morning, Howard.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. And you?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. Thank you very much. Yeah, you've moved to Broadway. Why have you moved to Broadway, sir?
Well, I haven't moved to Broadway. We have a cottage at the end of the high street in Broadway. My wife Jo used to live in this part of the world about 20 odd years ago. And in the last few years, she's brought me down here regularly, and like most people that have been to the Cotswolds, I fell in love with it. So when the little cottage came up at the end of the village, we bought it a couple of years ago, and we come down every 2 or 3 weeks.
And how long do you sort of spend here?
Well, we came down on Friday, and we're going back today. We live in Weybridge in Surrey, but it's 90 miles, but it doesn't. If the roads are pretty clear, it doesn't take too long at all. So it's an easy journey and well worthwhile.
And somebody must have knocked your door then and said, "Any chance you could help out with little Molly?"
No. What happens actually is that I'm patron of children's hospices in this country, and about 7 or 8 children's national charities. So people come to me all the time. And Alan and Louise run the little deli in Broadway, where we regularly go for all kinds of things. They're telling me about this lovely family with 2 little boys that had a girl then called Molly, and she has this particularly damaging form of cerebral palsy, which means, she can't walk, and obviously she has a lot of pain with that. So they said that, they knew the parents, and they were doing everything they could to raise the necessary money to go to St. Louis in America, where they do this particular surgery and physiotherapy, which has been proven to be incredibly successful. So and then I had a letter through my door from Richard and Becky, Mum and Dad, and so I said, well, I'm more than happy to do any little thing I can to try and help. And it was their idea for the sponsored walk, but I said, well, I'm more than happy to come and start it and walk with them for a distance, as long as it wasn't too far.
Did you get up to the top? Did you get up to Broadway Tower?
No. We got bogged down in a couple of the fields, but I think we managed about a mile or something.
Oh,
like
you
that.
lazy devil! Get up there.
I know, and then join them at the end. Just to, no, it was the closest I've been to sheep for a long time.
But as well as helping out with this sponsored walk, Max, you've actually dipped into your own pocket to help out, haven't you?
Well, I mean, the thing, Tony, is this. I have what I call it's called my Magic Fund, which is a fund that I've funded for many years now, mainly for children at children's hospitals, but of course, they're terminally ill. And it pays for the kind of things that would take families an awful long time to try and raise money for, if they can, to get them on a holiday, to pay for a funeral service, to pay for all kinds of things. And it's gone on for many, many years. But occasionally I take money out of that fund for things like this, because it's my money, and it's something that obviously touches Joe and myself, my wife, and something I'm happy to do. So, they've got to raise £50,000. I think they've already raised well over 20. Hopefully yesterday's event will bring some more money in, and I gave them a little something on top to get it even closer.
Well, good on you for doing that, and let's hope it all works out great with Molly and the family. But obviously now you're in these parts. I mean, we're obviously proud to call you Worcestershire, Max. We want to sort of put our arm corporately around you and welcome you into the bosom of the family. And this could well become sort of Celebrity Corner, because there's quite a few around here. Is this going to sort of become like the Hollywood of, the Cotswolds, maybe?
Well, it'd be good for business if it did. But, I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't tend to mix and mingle with, so-called stars and celebrities because, I've PR since 62 when we helped to launch the Beatles, and I started out. And I tend to avoid stars as much as possible, like the plague, because in reality there's only one person they're really interested in. So, our friends, the people we've met down here are real people, and they're the kind of people that both Joe and I like to spend our time with.
Well, that's nice, because I only live over the back of that hill. So
yeah, well,
I'll see you down the deli.
And the thing is, it's a beautiful place, but as you know, it's the people that make anywhere. And in the 2 or 3 years that we've been coming here and had the cottage, the people that we've met, we're just lovely.
No, that's great. We're not celebrities, so don't worry. We'll come and meet you down the deli and have a sausage roll with you.
Have a nutter.
Yeah, well, the food there is absolutely wonderful. So, we also, I must mention, we went to number 5 in Winscombe on Friday evening and had as good a meal as I've ever had at any of the top restaurants in the West End of London. So anyone that wants something really special, number 5, and they're not clients, they're just a lovely young couple with a wonderful restaurant which produces the most wonderful food. And hopefully when they raise to 55,000 so they can go to St. Louis in October, then we'll be able to take Becky and Richard with us there so that they can celebrate.
Max, well done. Nice to talk to you. Thanks for getting up and talking to us this morning.
All the very best.
Take care, mate.